Hey, everybody, and welcome to Coffee and Darts. This is episode 24. I'm your host, Matthew, and we are brought to you by Atomic Darts and some of our fine darts companies out there like Shot Darts. So make sure you check out Shot Darts at shotdarts.com. They've got all your wonderful shot products there. Also, want to thank Magicware for these incredible threads. If you're in need of jerseys for your team, or if you're doing a summer league and you need some jerseys, or you just want a custom piece for yourself, go check out Magicware. And today we've got an exciting show. I've got David from Double Trouble Drinks here. We're going to be talking Double Trouble Gin and a number of other things. And as I bring David on, I do want to do a quick shout out to Dave Clark. And if you have not heard, he has stepped away from the broadcast booth. He's been with the PDC or with darts for 20 to 22 years with Sky Sports. And he yesterday announced that he is coming down with Parkinson's disease. And so he's stepping away. So if you're familiar with him, it is a sad day for the darts community to see him step down. But we wish you the best. And as a darts fan myself, I'm saddened to see you go. But we are praying that you will do well and that your family will do well. So we've got David here with us from Double Trouble Drinks. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, Matthew.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have you guys on. I was, I came across your drink, of course, through social media, and I procured a bottle. So I'm not going to tell anybody how I did this, but I got my hands on a bottle, and I'm not a huge gin guy, or wasn't. I was more of a whiskey guy, and after having this gin, oh my gosh, I need a case. I mean, this stuff is so great. It's really, really flavorful and tasty. But I'm curious, David, how did Double Trouble Drinks, Double Trouble Gin come about? Because I'm sure there's an exciting story that goes along with it. And while you're telling that story, I'm going to make myself a Tom Collins. So
cool. Sounds good. One day, hopefully we'll make a whiskey one day, and you could try that.
Okay.
So how did it come about? So Double Trouble Drinks is a family business. It's my brother and I, Scott, that run Double Trouble Drinks, and we started it back in 2019, and we first opened for business and started selling in October 2019. And in the lead up to that, the way we wanted to create something a bit different. There's plenty good gin companies and good drinks companies out there, especially in Scotland, one of the capitals of good spirits. And we wanted to do something that was slightly different. So we wanted to create a business that gave back to the customers it was serving. And so when we developed, we chose, because Scott and I are both darts fans, we chose the darts community, and it seemed like an obvious choice given that darts is often played in pubs. And it surprised us that there wasn't anyone doing this. So we decided to see if we could serve the darts community some quality spirits. And since then, there's a few things that were planned and there's a few things that weren't planned. So the name sort of came about through a chance meeting with Wayne Mardle at a night of the darts in Edinburgh, where we told him what we were doing, and he said at the time, "Oh, I'll help you come up with a name," because we gave him a few suggestions that we had and others that had suggested stuff, and we expected never to hear from him again, and that he was just trying to get rid of us as darts fans. Anyway, true to his word, 2 days later, he emailed back saying, "I've got it, David. It's nobody wants double trouble until now," as the phrase that obviously darts players and fans will know. And Double Trouble Drinks was born from there. So nice. We've got a lot to thank Wayne Mardle for.
So good old Wayne Mardle, the Hawaii 501 himself.
Yeah,
that's kind of up his alley, though. That's kind of his thing. Naming drinks and blowing darts and anything kooky and crazy is definitely his thing.
Correct.
No, I'm surprised there's not Hawaiian flowers on the bottle, though, because I'm surprised that. So
you never know. There may be a limited edition comes out, Matthew, at some stage.
You'll have to do it in 3 colors, though. So
yeah.
So out of curiosity, so I know that I was able to get a bottle here in the U.S., which of course was procured and it's not available in the U.S. What are the dreams? Where's the ambition? Are you guys going to stay kind of in that on that side of the pond, or is there a desire to,
No,
come join us?
Definitely we want to reach out beyond the UK. So at the moment, because we're only 6-7 months old, really, we're fairly new and we're still finding our feet. This is Scott and I's first business venture. But we are talking to our Chamber of Commerce people about how do we sell in other countries, and the States is one of the places where we've had quite a lot of people ask us, when is it going to be available here? So darts brands all over the world have asked us. We've had people from Russia, Germany, Australia, all asking when it's going to be available. So there seems to be an appetite and a thirst, if you like, from darts brands to try it. And I think a lot of the positive feedback from people like yourself and others is helping stimulate that demand. So I think as people try it, more and more people want to try it. And so we're hoping that later on this year, we might be able to start shipping abroad. So that's the plan.
That's the plan. So if anybody out there that knows a distributor that could help them out, just get in touch with David. And they could use the help getting it here to the U.S. because we want to buy it because this stuff's phenomenal. It is great. Can you talk a little bit about the gin? I know you guys do a vodka. Is that correct? Yeah. And then maybe you could talk about some of the upcoming stuff you guys might have coming out. But I'm curious about the gin and the profile. It's got like a sweet flavor to it, or a smell. Can you talk a little bit about the profile?
Yeah, so if I talk about how we developed it, so one of the ways that we wanted to run the business really, and the way we've done it for every product we've created is we've basically used social media as you would expect, but in a way that engages darts fans. So we asked and did some voting to begin with, which spirit would you like us to make first? So was it rum, vodka, or gin? And it was close call between vodka and gin, but gin won. Then we asked, okay, what would you like in terms of flavor profile? And we had a vote on that, and berry flavored gin came out the strongest. So we used that to then develop 3 or 4 different profiles. Are you still there, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm coming off screen, giving you all the love there. So.
just checking I'm not talking to myself.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so from there, our distiller developed a few different. We sent out around about 50 taster samples to the darts community, people that had registered to be part of our tasting team, and they gave feedback on what the level of sweetness was like. Did we need to change the juniper profiles at all? And basically, the feedback that came back was pretty positive. We made a few tweaks off the back of what people asked for, and then we went for it. And since then, the response when people taste it is amazing. Like, wherever we go, and we've done blind tastings with the gin, and everyone loves the way it tastes. So it is slightly sweeter in profile. It has got a berry flavour, but it's also got classic juniper and quite a few citrus tones running through it. It's a lovely gin just to drink neat over ice, but it goes well. The one that we found brings out the flavour best is a Fever Tree tonic. Refreshingly light. Fever Tree keeps the true taste of the gin.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to get some of that, and I like a nice gin and tonic personally. But Tom Collins, my wife actually got me into Tom Collins when we go out. That's the only thing she'll drink. And so as soon as I got this bottle, I'm like, I'm making a Tom Collins. I'd never made one before. And I made my first one actually on the review video. So if you guys don't know, I did a review. I know that, David, but those watching, if you didn't know, I did a review video on the gin, and you get to see my first reaction. But this is really good stuff. I mean, I'm going to have to get my hands on the vodka and see what that's like. But I love this stuff. Now, the bottle. This is a pretty interesting little bottle and label. And my understanding is you guys, again, allowed the darts community to kind of come up with this idea. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. So similar to when we were asking what spirit people wanted and what flavour profiles, we did votes on what style bottle, and we had 3 or 4 designs created for the branding, and that was the one that won by quite a long way. So we ended up using that. So throughout the whole process since we've been started, darts fans have chosen every element of what we've done. So far so good though, and the vodka I think will be out So big bottles will come out before the end of July, and we're working on a rum at the moment that we hope to launch in August.
Nice. All the flavors I like. So this is good. I'm a happy man. So
yeah.
But I'm out of curiosity, so you guys got into this, you kind of had this idea that you want to create a spirits around darts, which I think is phenomenal. I think a shoe company needs to do that at the same time. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
But I love this. You guys got the okay from the darts community, which is huge. But are there other things that you guys are looking to do with this? Do you guys, as far as helping out the darts community, are there any things you guys are involved in?
Yeah, so we sponsor a few players, and initially when we first started, a few people asked us to sponsor them, and we've sponsored a few leagues and some online tournaments. But one of the things when we first were getting going that we wanted to do was do something that helps grow darts and helps, like, basically as a business with purpose, right? That gives back to the customers that are buying the products. And very recently we've just signed a deal with the Scottish Disability Darts community that are hosting the Disability Darts World Cup in Scotland next year, and that 20% of all our profits will go towards that event and helping raise the funds needed to put on an event like that. So we're pretty proud that we've been able to do that and been able to work with the team at Scotland, at Disability Darts Scotland. And that's one of the things that since we've started, and we've done a few things like that, like we're doing a charity run where we're doing 180 kilometers in 25 days for an Edinburgh Children's Hospital. So that's the kind of things that we tend to get involved in, but mostly darts related. And a lot of, when we do giveaways and things like that, you'll never see us do a giveaway to do with soccer or basketball or anything like that. Everything's usually gin and darts or a gin and darts signed shirt, that kind of thing. So I believe, Matthew, you might tell me otherwise, but I believe that we're the only drinks company in the world that serves a group of customers in the way that we do.
As far as I know, you guys are. Yeah, definitely. So I'm curious about the disabled darts, because I've talked a little bit about that on the show, and I've done a little bit of research on it. I'm really fascinated by the disabled darts. I don't know how much you know about the disabled darts community or what's going on there. I know there's a professional league. I'm curious a little bit more about that. If you could talk a little bit more, because I don't know that the darts community realizes that this is out there and that it's been around for a little while, but it's got growth. And if you've got disability, it's a place for you to play.
100%. It's definitely one of the growing areas of darts. I think there is the World Disability Darts Association. There's also a Scottish one, a British one. There's a few. I think the thing that struck me, and particularly as a result of COVID, is for when you're not able to do anything, when you're not able to leave the house, as many disabled people find it difficult to do, darts is a perfect pastime and because it can be played online now, that it's one of the things that the more people that know about this can only be a good thing. The more people that take it up as a sport, the more people that play it. And I think it's true of disabled darts or darts in general. It's been a godsend for Scott and I have been able to play darts. He lives in Edinburgh, I live in the borders of Scotland throughout COVID. So I think like disability darts and darts, like darts in general, to me it's a phenomenal sport that you can play in times like this. Now, hopefully this doesn't happen very often, but for some people that aren't able to get out because of their disability, it's the perfect pastime in my view. So anything that, in that sense, that we can get involved in and support, then we're keen to do.
Yeah, it's very nice. I've been researching on it, and there's rules that the PDC's gotten involved, and I'm excited about it. I'm hoping that one day when we go to watch the World Championships or World Match Play, that we'll see this part of it. I really have a belief that the PDC, as we see women come into the sport, that we're going to see this aspect as far as the disability darts, and we're going to see this encompassing role within darts. The beauty of darts, in my mind, it is the most encompassing sport. Anybody can play this. There's an ability there for everybody, and I'm excited to see how this grows the sport even further. So
yeah, no, 100%. I think within the UK, I believe you have to be registered disabled with the government to be able to take part within the disability darts, but that allows you. But it is one of the most inclusive sports that I can think of. And we heard in a recent competition in the UK, one of the players hit a 9-darter. So there's certainly talent there as well. So it would be good to see them playing on the stage at the match play and at the PDC events.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think in the next few years we're going to see the PDC step up and bring all that in. When we talk about social pressure and the ability that we as the community have, I think that's the great area that we can push things is to bring darts further along other than tearing it down. So I'm excited about that. I love this community and what we're about. So out of curiosity, did you catch some of the summer series this weekend? And of course, there's some Scottish guy. I think he did okay this weekend. So
yeah, he did all right, particularly on the last day. The other Scottish guy didn't do quite so well. We are a big fan of Gary Anderson. So I was disappointed to see him go out early-ish. But yeah, no, it was cracking. 2 9-darters we were treated to. Some great matches. Like Chris Dobie played really well. We're a big fan of Chris. Yeah, Devin Peterson, amazing. Gutted that he didn't get through. John Henderson, again, needed to get a wee bit further to make the match play, so it was disappointed for him. Ricky Evans managed to scrape through. But there's some cracking matches lined up for the match play next week, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, match play should be nice. I think it was a good set off to the match play was the summer series, and we saw some good darts. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, Peterson, as we were talking, 115 average in that match, and ended up losing to Gerwin. But I think Snakebite needs to thank Peterson. I think he should just hand him half his winnings because that crushed Gerwin. It just tired him out because Peterson, man, that was fun. I was rooting for him. He needed to win the whole thing to make it to the match play. And I thought that would have been awesome. But all in all, it was a good tournament.
Yeah, he's a big character, Devin. We sent him a bottle of the gin recently. He was in the original tasting team for when we were first developing it, him and Wayne Mardle. I believe Wayne's been coaching him quite a bit, and that's part of it, why he's improving.
Yeah, I heard that as well. I heard Wayne is taking him under his wing and been helping him out. That's again one of the great things about darts is no matter how good you are or where you stand in the rankings, there's always the ability and the desire to help those that aren't there, and you help your fellow competitors. We don't see that in most sports, so that is a good thing.
That's so true. That's the one thing that stood out to Scott and I since we've been doing this is how welcoming the darts community are and how many nice people there are to work with, and we've met some amazing people along the way as we've been developing the business, and it's just been a blast. It is a hobby for us at the moment, but yeah, we're loving every minute.
Nice. So who are some of the players that have had the opportunity to taste the gin, and what are some of the comments, feedback from them?
So I will have a lot of the feedback written down somewhere when we originally did it. If I think back, so some of the players that were involved, so Devin, Wayne Mardle, who else did we have? So Colin, Jaws Lloyd, Keith Deller, both of those. Who else was there? There's some of the commentary team, Dan Dawson, people like that were in the original list. Some of the walk-on girls, Daniela and what's her name, Charlotte and Daniela, the two ex-walk-on girls, they were both in the tasting team. So there was a few, and the feedback was super positive. But both the gin and the vodka, I've had just nothing but overwhelming positive feedback. There's a lot of the people that taste it, it's the smoothness they comment on it. Like a lot of gins you taste and they feel quite harsh on the mouth, and you can really taste the alcoholiness of whereas the way that it's distilled, because it's distilled in quite small batch craft distillery, it's really smooth, the gin and the vodka, and the gin, the rum that's coming out in August is the same. So the profiles are super smooth, and I think that makes it stand out for people that have not been used to drinking craft spirit.
Yeah, say for myself when I first tried it, and again, guys, this is the bottle. This is incredible stuff. I'm almost out. I mean, it's been great, but when I first, like popped it open and got that smell, it's got that typical alcohol smell, but then there's this sweet smell that came in, and it was almost like a plum is what came to mind for me. And I know that's just it's my smelling ability, but it came across as a plum. And the first time I tasted it just straight, it tasted kind of like a sweet plum for me, but it's summertime and I love, plums in summer. So that could be part of it. But I loved it. I mean, it was really just smooth, no burn. There wasn't that harsh burn when, just when I had it straight up. So I really, really enjoy it. So I got to ask, because I went to the website the other day, because I know that this month, any purchases this month, 20% is being donated for the disability darts there in Scotland. And so I went to, I was going to try and buy a bottle, but I'm in the US. I had to give it a shot. But I noticed that a number of things were sold out, which is great. But do we see a restock happening soon?
We do, Matthew, and apologies to anyone that did log on and try to buy a bottle, because we have been out of stock, partly as a result of supplier issues with COVID, but we now have received our supply of miniature bottles and we'll be restocking this week. So we will have stock, and our big bottle deliveries for the vodka will be in stock by the end of July. So yes, we will be restocking very soon, and apologies for anyone that wanted to order and couldn't.
Well, do you need help with the pours? Because I'll come on out and, one for me, one for them, two for me, two for we could do it like that.
Yeah, we'll definitely give you a shout if we're struggling, Matthew.
Okay, yeah. Let me know and I'll just hop on a plane and head on over. So, so there was a question that came in from Scottish Lad, and I know that we talked about this at the beginning of the show, so he missed it, but let's bring it back out. And he's asking about whiskey. What's the, whiskey? Are we going to see whiskey down the line?
Oh, so whiskey does take a wee bit longer. And it also takes quite a bit of investment to do it properly. So I would love to do a whiskey. I'm a big whiskey fan myself, so I would love to do a whiskey for Double Trouble, but it won't be. I would want to do it properly, and I would want to have it in 10 years' time. So we may well do a barrel or two that we can then offer some limited edition bottles, but it'll be a 10-year wait, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's that 10, 12, 18, and so forth. So you gotta start now. It's kind of like kids.
Yes, true. I'd have such a desire to open it early as well. It would be really tough to wait that long. Yeah.
I wonder if they really do wait 18 years on some of those, because I don't know if I could deal with that. So, real quick, I know that we mentioned this before coming on the show, and I want to give the opportunity. This is a live show, so there are people checking it out. I believe there's a birthday in your household. So if you want to give a shout out to your son and say happy birthday in the community, let's say happy birthday to him.
Cool. Happy birthday, Ben. 14 today. 4 years before you can drink the bottle of whiskey that we got you 14 years ago. But yes, I hope you have a fab day, Ben, and all the best.
Cheers to you, and happy birthday. So how many kids do you have, just out of curiosity?
2 boys, Matthew.
2 boys. Nice.
2, Ben and James. Yeah, 2 boys. They're good lads. We're proud of them. Super proud of them. They're two good lads. They're growing up well. They're Ben's starting to wear my clothes, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, they're good lads.
That's good. So are they darts players? Are we going to see them in the PDC soon?
If they put a darts game on the Xbox, there might be a chance. But other than that, they aren't big darts players. Not yet.
Not yet. I understand that. I will say my son, Dylan. So we do a show called Darts with Dylan. When I can get him away from the computer screens or playing, he plays Pokemon. So when I can pull him away from that, he'll come play darts with Dad. So, but it's fun. But
I usually force them at certain times of the year, like Christmas time. I say it's family darts time and things like that. So I do force them occasionally, but most of the time they're playing FIFA or Fortnite on the Xbox.
Yeah, that's all right. So you and your brother play darts then? Is that that's correct?
Yeah, loosely. Loosely, you could say that.
So no league play.
We're both quite competitive. We just play as a family. Like last night, we played. My dad was at my brother's house, and the three of us played, and my dad beat us 5-0. So none of us are in teams or anything, and we're pretty competitive, Scott and I, which makes the business quite fun at times. But yeah, it varies. I've been winning the last month or so. Up until that point, he was winning, and then last night my dad beat us both. So yeah. But we enjoy it.
The family league going, so that's the way to go. Yeah. So nice. So I know that Double Trouble's been around for less than a year, essentially, as far as getting stuff out. Just out of curiosity, what's big vision? I know there's the vodka, there's rums coming out, there's the desire for whiskey, but if you could stop him, because I'm assuming that the Double Trouble's not a full-time situation right now, but if you could project 10 years down the road, what are you guys looking for?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. 10 years down the road, what we would like to be. So I'd like to be in a place where we were a major sponsor for one of the PDC events, like the World Championship at the Ali Pali or the match play. And we have spoken about that, but I think we're a long way off in terms of our sales tally before we're in a position to be able to do that.
So guys, go out and buy as much as you can so we can get them as a sponsor. Let's make that happen. So, well, nice. And so currently it's just you and your brother that are doing it. It's a family business. You guys get the joy of making and filling and labeling and shipping and all the fun work. How much of the family's involved? Is it just you and your brother? Are wives involved? Or kids involved?
So my wife is involved in that. When we get we do gift packs where you can have a handwritten note to someone to say I miss you or whatever, and so she has got much nicer handwriting than I have, Matthew. So she writes the notes when people order a gift pack with a handwritten note. Scott's wife gets involved as well. If we sometimes do events, and we hope to help encourage more people to take up darts. We hope to do a gin tasting and try darts night in the coming months, where we invite people along that don't necessarily play darts. They get the joy of tasting the gin, but they also get to have a go at darts as well. So they try and promote growth in the sport, really.
Nice. You might want to do soft tip on those nights. A little too much drink and steel tips could get ugly. Have a paramedic on hand. So I noticed the Aki magazine behind you. I haven't physically gotten my hands on an Aki magazine. Have you guys done an ad in there? I noticed it, so I'm asking the question. But
we have. We worked with the journalist that created Aki, and we're actually going to be doing something with Darts World, who I think own the Aki brand now. In the coming months. So I think if you buy Aki, I don't know if it's August, that we'll do a feature in it. We'll have an advert in there, and I think they're looking to do something for Prime customers, where we might be doing something in the future. I can't talk too much about it, but yeah, it's a good magazine. The Taylor Lanning's the photographer, and there's some amazing photographs in there.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen the digital copies of it and seen it online. So I'm very impressed with the magazine itself. So, and of course we got Peter there. So, is there any hope to see you guys if tournaments open up to the general public again? Is there any hope to see you guys at some tournaments? I know that you have been there because one of your adverts is a sign, and is that you that's holding up the sign that says Double Trouble?
No, that's my brother. That's Scott. So that was at the match play last year. So and once they start opening up again, we'll definitely be out and about and have a look. If you see us, say hello. We try to make as many as we can, but full-time jobs and family make it challenging. But we do try to get along to as many, and we would definitely have been at the match play. We had a lot of fun at that last year.
Yeah, I'm a little saddened. Of course, here in the U.S., we have one PDC tournament that comes every year, and it's normally been in Vegas, which I live in California, so that was easy to get to. And this year, it was supposed to be in New York, which I was hoping to travel to, but maybe next year. Maybe we can get you guys. You guys will be in the U.S. by then, distributing, and we get you guys to come out and enjoy.
We'd love to be, and maybe next year, if there is a PDC event there, we will try and make a trip out there, Scott and I, to even just to come and watch the darts and say hello, because I'd love to go. I've never been to New York, and it'd be cool to see the darts there.
Yeah, I think it'll be exciting there. I email the PDC regularly, trying to get them to have an East Coast and West Coast team or tournament, because I want one that I can just drive to and go check out. But it is a lot of fun.
Right. Are they not listening?
Yeah, no. It's I don't know why. I haven't gotten a response back on that one. So I think if I ponied up the money, they would call me.
Yeah, I think so.
So there's a question here from Scottish Lad, and so he says that there's a line of spirits, but what about beers, ales, lagers? Is there any desire? I know those are two different, completely separate markets, and there's a lot of differences between the two. But is there the design?
Yeah, so it's definitely, we've definitely spoke about it, and it's something that we may look to do. The reason that we stuck with spirits initially was more to do with, because we only make around 100 in a batch, right? We become more expensive than Diageo and big businesses that are making thousands of bottles a minute. So the way that we can help pubs, and it helps us become stocked in darts pubs, is if we can create spirits that they can then sell to the darts community that would normally buy beer, then they make more profit, etc. So that was sort of the reason why we went down the spirits route. But we've looked at beer, and we do want to do something with beer. We've just not got there yet.
Nice. Yeah, I have some friends that are in the beer world here, and it's, I live in an area where there's a microbrewery on every corner. It's incredible. Yeah. I live by Carlsbad, California, which literally is the largest area per capita with microbrews, and it's a challenge to get into the beer market, and it's also a lot of work. But it's a fun endeavor. I'm thinking maybe you could do a beer infused with a gin. Maybe that could be something that happens. But so
an extra strong lager.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a triple trouble type of situation. Yeah. Any desire to go beyond the specific spirits that you've talked about? Doing some mixes or maybe wines. Is this idea of being in this, the realm of spirits and beers and wines? Do you want to? I mean, could we see the Double Trouble winery? Is that off the table, or is it a possibility?
Nothing's off the table, Matthew, obviously. And a lot of what we're doing happens by chance. Like the photograph with Phil Taylor holding the bottle was not planned for and happened. So you never know in the future. We've never really discussed a winery, but you never know. Never say never, I say.
Yeah, never say never. There's one or two wineries out in your neck of the woods, so it could happen, So
yeah.
But so yeah, the Phil Taylor. We know he likes a drink now and then. He got his hands on it. Did you get a response from him? Did he say like, this is the world's best? Or, I mean,
we've not. Well, at the time, I can't remember. I think we'd only been going for 2 or 3 months, and to get a photograph with a 16 times world champion holding the ball, and it's a great photograph, was pretty amazing. So it was unplanned. It was an event in Manchester where he was speaking about his darts career, and the woman that was organising it asked us if we would send a bottle to give to him, and we did, and she got us the photograph and things like that. So I don't know what his feedback was or whether he drank it that night. Hopefully we'll meet him one day and I can find out.
Yeah, well, since Phil's a big fan of the show, hopefully he'll give us a shout out. That's a joke, because I'm sure he doesn't even know that we're doing this. But I had the opportunity to meet Phil once years ago in a brief encounter, and very humble, nice guy with the darts community. I know that there are past stories of Phil from his younger years. But actually very humble, nice guy. And I hope that he enjoyed the bottle. I'm sure he did. But so out of curiosity, I know that you guys have sponsored a few players, and there's growth within the category. You guys are doing some stuff. What would be the one thing, if you could do one thing as either a sponsor or with Double Trouble, with the darts community, what's the one thing that you hope out of all of this that you're able to do?
So I'd like it to be a business that is recognized for the good that it does, right? So there's a few things that I'd like to. So obviously, if we touched on 10 years' time, I'd love us to be sponsoring one of the PDC events and be a major sponsor. There'll be a lot needs to happen before that's possible. One of the things that we joked about when we were first getting going was, do you know the Vincent van der Voort walk-on tune?
What is
it? Give It Up by who is it? Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yes. Yeah.
And so one of the things we joked about that we would know if we were successful if at an event like the match play, people were singing Give It Up to the words Double Trouble Drinks, because it does work in quite well. I'm not going to sing it for you, Matthew, but once you listen to it and play it through on your head, you'll realize that it does work very well. So having the fans singing something like that would be quite impressive. I think we'll need to get an MC on side and get it started, but that would be quite cool. We would feel like we had made it.
There you go. So we'll have to come up with a music video. We'll get some professional darts players together, and we'll create the first music video with darts players for Double Trouble Gin. So
there we go.
We can work on that. I think that would be great. I think it'd be kind of fun. I know that you guys are doing things for charity type stuff, and are there any plans down the road? I know we've got the run coming up, and that's to help for one of the children's hospitals. This month, any purchases that are made, guys, go make buys. That's going to help out with the disability darts there in Scotland. Do you guys have
not just this month for that. So the disability darts thing is a long-term, like 20% of profits will go to disability darts.
So
that's not just this one.
That's kind of a across the board thing. Nice. That's exciting. Good. Yeah. Are there any other things? I know that's kind of a passion for you, is to certainly bring in things. I guess here's the like Shot Darts does the Shot Young Guns.
Right.
And is there any desire to maybe have the Double Trouble, youth league? Or, I mean, is there a desire to maybe run a league or something, or get alongside a league to help out?
So we've done some online league sponsorships that are competition sponsorships that we've put up money or bottles for, and I would want to do something like that. The trouble would be in an alcohol business and sponsoring youth, it doesn't really go. That's one of the things that we've struggled with on certain elements. It just doesn't fit right. It's not the right type of partnership, but we definitely want to get involved in whether it's amateur type leagues sponsoring that. It's those type of things. Anything that really helps fuel growth in darts from people that aren't necessarily playing or aware of the fun of the sport today, really.
Yeah, I could imagine maybe doing like an energy drink, but at the same time, that draws in the problem of energy drink to the adult style drink.
Yeah.
I can see where that plays out. So I can, that's a good reason to, in a sense, not be there and yet still want to help out. So.
There's a few things we want to do like that will more for fun than anything else, Matt, really. So I don't know if you read the page on the website for the 9 Dart Challenge and whether you've had a go. What was your score?
I played around with it yet. I haven't actually done it and submitted a score, but why don't you talk about that a little bit, because that was a question I had.
So the 9 Dart Challenge was really just when we were when we were going out to venues, and potentially when there was tournaments on, and we might have had a stall set up, for example, then we wanted to have something that wasn't just people coming up and tasting the drink or chatting to us about the drink, that they could actually have a go at something fun as well. And no, drinking's not fun, obviously, but more darts related. So the 9 dart challenge was something we came up with around hitting doubles, really. So along the lines of double trouble. So you get 9 darts, you throw one after the other, and we multiply the score you get from the doubles you hit by the number of doubles. And that's how it works. And we've had, I think, a good few people from all over the world. I think Sarah Milkowski from Germany is sitting in 3rd place, and we've got a few others that have done pretty well. I think Zach Thornton, I think, is the one that's in 1st place at the minute with his score. But the scores that we've not had any pros have a go yet. So there's definitely room on the leaderboard for a new top scorer, Matthew. So I'm hoping you're going to have a go and be our first American on the leaderboard.
I think I'll have to do it. I had to practice a little bit more. I might need to do an 18 hours of just throwing at doubles. But I like it. So basically, we're throwing 9 darts at doubles, which of course, if you're throwing at one double specifically, so if you're throwing at the 40, that's going to fill up if you're good enough. Can you go like 3 darts at the 40 and then 3 darts? It doesn't have to be the same, so you could move it around.
Correct. Obviously, the highest score is 9 darts in the 40, but clearly, as you say, it gets crowded in there. So you might be better going 6 in the 40 and 3 in the 19.
Yeah, or whichever one you can hit consistently, and then you multiply that by by 9. Is that it? Or is that the multiple?
By the number of doubles you hit. So if you hit 9 doubles, you multiply by 9. If you hit 2 doubles, you multiply by 2.
And that gets you your score. And so you can find more information over at doubletroubledrinks.com and .uk. And there's actually a whole page on how to play this. I'm going to give it a go. I think I'll do it this week, and we'll make it one of my review videos. We'll do the 9 darts double trouble gin game, and we'll see how I do. I want to cheat it out, but I'm not going to. I'll do it legitimately.
Cool. Well, I'll look forward to the video. The other thing that we're going to do, I think, for more along the lines of fun is because we're launching the vodka quite soon, we're going to have a team gin versus team vodka type thing. So if you're a gin fan and you want to take part, and then we'll do something, whether it's an online tournament for people that are in the Double Trouble gin team versus a few people in the Double Trouble vodka team, and then we'll see who comes out on top. So we're going to do something along those lines in the coming weeks, once we plan it, obviously.
That'll be fun. So I can see a whole league coming out. We get the Double Trouble gin, Double Trouble vodka, Double Trouble rum, and anybody that has small children can start raising them for the Double Trouble whiskey team, because they need like 18 years to mature. So we could see the whole Double Trouble. That could be like the entry league into the PDC. We could come up with that. So all right. Well, Dave, see how that works out. We are coming to the end of our time, so I just want to say thank you so much, David, for being on. Is there anything else that you would like anybody to know? Is there any other information outside of that you need help with distribution across the world? So if you know distributors, if you're friends of a distributor, if you're a distributor, get in contact with David. He'd love to touch base. But is there anything else that you would like to share with the darts community?
No, I think just thank you to everyone that's supported us since we've started, really. And as soon as we are able to ship beyond the UK, I'll let you know, and you can help get the word out.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, like, I know Xandra, she got a bottle through a contest or something. She's in Canada and she's out. She went dry, and so she's sad. She would really like another bottle. So
she got in touch. She got in touch to say that she was coming over to the UK and she'd like to buy a bottle. So we ended up shipping it to her hotel, I think. But yeah, she enjoyed it.
Yeah, she had a good time with that. So Well, hey, David, again, it's been a real pleasure to have you on the show. It's been a blast. You and I've had an opportunity to talk via email a number of times, and then, of course, a couple of times through the video stuff. It's a pleasure to be able to talk with you, and I'm going to do my best to help get the word out. I love this stuff, guys. I'm saddened because I only have a little bit left, but I might sell an ounce or two at a time, a couple $100 an ounce. But you guys really, if you're in the UK, I recommend that you order now, help out with Disability Darts, but it's also helping out a young company that's growing, that's here for the darts community. So really good stuff. Love it. Thank you for the bottle that I was able to get. David, again, thanks for being on the show. And we hope to have you back on with some wonderful news of new product. When the rum comes out, we'll have to have you back on because I'm gonna have to give that a run. Try that out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks for having me on, Matthew. It was a pleasure.
All right. Thanks. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to check out Shot Darts for all your darts needs. They've got great barrels and other darts items. And as, of course, Magicware. Check out for your threads, for your dart shirts, for your league, yourself, for personal stuff. And maybe, David, I'll get you in touch with the Jennifer Mounts over and get you guys some jerseys for the Double Trouble. So see what we can do about that.
Great. Thanks very much, Matthew.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys on Thursday. We're going to start talking about more darts that's up this weekend. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Yeah. Bye.